Okay, that's fine. I'm good. We're back. So, your boy Zaf going hard body karate as always. This time I'm not muted. So, you're going to listen to what I say. You're going to listen closely, damn it. Today we have another extravagant episode of Analysis Paralysis. It is going to be on me. Hence why I was doing the back and forth head scratching. But I'm going to be analyzing myself. Have my notes. And we are going to break it down. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. My match today that we are going to analyze is me versus Caba from Defend the North. I figured anytime I have a major, I would use that following Thursday to analyze my own footage. You know? And we are going to learn a lot. You guys are going to definitely take away a lot from this because there's a lot of things that I've realized I forgot how to do. But by helping you guys, I will re-strengthen those muscles and I'll be able to do it again in no time. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So let's get into it. All right. So you hear the background music. I already have Cammy and Guile queued up over here. I'm gonna be taking a little dive into training mode to show off some examples. We're gonna try to figure some things out together. But for now, we are going to go over to this lovely little set over here. Let me pop this up really quick. Whoa. Alrighty. Boop. So yeah, wait, can I just like fit this to the screen? Hold on. Let me fit this to the screen real quick. There you go. Nice and balanced. Right, guys? Alright, cool. So check this out. So what we're gonna do, hold on, pop this over here. Boop. Okay. I just want to make sure I have my chat up so I can see you guys talking to me. So you guys know that I'm still your friends. All right. So this match, Cammy Guile. I play both characters. I think I have a pretty solid Guile. My Guile is not on my Cammy's level, but it could be with enough research and enough practice. I played a lot of Guile, but it was more so like raw and more instinctual based. I wasn't really methodical. I didn't go into the in-depth with a theory behind the character. Nothing too crazy like that. But I will say this. I definitely feel Cammy has an advantage. Cammy has the advantage. Her mobility gives Guile a hard time. Guile has to sort of commit to his decisions to neutralize the reasons why she wins, which is her mobility. So you're going to see a lot during block strings, during block stun especially, anytime there's some sort of hit that occurs, that the Guile is going to commit to something. All right, it's like he has to force himself to make a decision right there and then. Of course, that's kind of the name of the game, but especially against a character like Cammy that can really take a advantage of aggression or like miscalculated aggression, especially, or she can take advantage of complacency and laziness. She can really like just force an entire match into her favor off of like one small mistake or a little bit of neglect on the opponent's behalf. Granted, her V-trigger is not too crazy, so Guile can still like kind of play solid all the way through, but she's gonna like nullify his natural gameplay, especially when she gets bar, because his Sonic Boom, she can just react to it so easily. Her EX Spiral Arrow, it is 7 frames on startup, which is pretty ridiculous for a special move that goes through fireballs. And the input's pretty simple. It's just quarter circle forward, not that hard. What's up, Krieg? So Cammy, what Cammy's gonna want to do though is like, as a Cammy player, it's kind of similar to the Fei Long effect, where, or maybe in general, it's just a fundamental thing, is when you're playing a character, you want to understand how what are the universal approaches to countering your character. That way you can simplify the approach from the opponent's perspective and you can adapt a lot faster because things will stick out to you a lot quicker. So I know that people that want to punish Cammy, they do multiple things. If they want to stop her dive kick game, they want a neutral jump. If they want to stop her from moving forward, they want to be preemptive with their buttons at the end of my negative pokes, right? Which are generally going to be crouching medium kick, stand medium kick, okay? So just try to kind of like box me in. So there's that. I also, obviously you can rush her down. There's of course that option, right? But I'm just saying in terms of neutral, people want to kind of, they'll want to move into ranges or into spaces where I will whiff, and they will have immediate offense based off of that committal on my behalf, or that commitment rather. So you're gonna see either a neutral jump, you're gonna see some sort of attack into space. You're gonna see that, like, right, or you're gonna see like, because Guile, he can store flash kick, and his flash kick is really easy to do. It's just down up. You don't have to do a motion, nothing like that. So he can hide his store during pressure. So Cammy has to be really intelligent as far as how she's gonna dive kick against expert Guile players, because his anti-air is so easy to do that I would have to have my pressure so overbearing that their muscle memory, their execution would be off just enough to where, regardless of how easy it is to input that flash kick, they could still potentially mess up, or they could just be a couple of frames off and they have to eat a dive kick. Okay, so to simplify all of this, just watch how Guile is going to attack into a range, right? He's gonna attack a range thinking I'm gonna move into that range, and me, I lose the set. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to remove him from attacking the range. I'm trying to remove that, and I do to a degree, but I don't capitalize on it, and hence why I lost the match. Because you're gonna see I get his health down a lot, even though I don't really combo on him. So that's a victory on my part, because I just rewatched this. I was like, wow, honestly, I did a lot better than I remembered. Because if I look at all of the bar and the advantages I did pursue and achieve, I was like, damn, I was only like, if I had just converted things that I usually confirm, like my low forwards and stuff, I would have been in a really good advantage to beat him convincingly. But the dice didn't roll my way, and that's my fault. That's not the game's fault or his fault. So I just take responsibility for that. All right. So let's get into it. So when I take my notes, I always, just to give you guys advice, I always will write the date, because I like to chart my progress. And I go back and say, oh, wow, you know, July 26th, this is when I took these notes. Obviously, this match didn't happen July 26th. This happened last weekend, but it's still good for me to chart my progress and just see how much better I am at note taking. I always try to improve at that. I always try to improve on just being concise and practicing brevity, because the more simple something is, the easier it is to recall, of course. So I also recommend too, this is another like little neat trick I do, is that, I don't know if you can see it, but right here I put M1 R1, so that's indicating the match, which would be match 1, and then the round 1. And then right next to it I would put the game clock if it's after the start of the round. Right, my first note says start of the round, so you're gonna see what my start of the round opening is, but let's say like 97 seconds, so that way if I am talking to somebody, or if I'm, you know, watching the match, I could just say at the 94 second clock, you know, in this match, or whatever, in this round, blah, 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 blah. And I can just snap right to that decision. So it makes it a lot easier for me to recall. And so that way when I go into training mode, I can pop up the footage, and then I have the example there, and I can recreate it as accurately as possible. So hopefully that helps you guys out. All right, so my match versus Guile. I don't like saying the opponent's name, because I'm convincing myself that it's just Guile. I don't care about the player. And that helps me become that much more focused and that much more intense, because the name doesn't mean shit to me. Of course, I have much love and respect for Caba. That's a good friend of mine. But when I study and when I'm in that bloodthirsty mode, I don't care about my opponent's like name or anything like that. I just see the characters, you know? So, all right. So match 1, round 1. So I started the round with Heavy Punch Hooligan. You guys are going to see that right here. All right. So what's up, Ferguson? Okay. So the reason why I do that is because at the start of the round, when Guile throws a Sonic Boom and I don't have a bar, they generally know that even if I jump in, that I still don't hit them, right? So worst case scenario is they block, and best case scenario, I jump a little late and they flash kick me. So that opening, I cultivated that tactic of Heavy Punch Hooligan at the start, because generally Guile players that are really smart, they know that they can Sonic Boom at that spacing, at that timing, because we can only both move at the same time at the start of the match. And at that exact moment that I jump, he already has Boom charged. So if he releases Boom the very first frame, there's nothing, I can't jump in on him. Unless I have bar, that's basically like a guaranteed thing. Even if I were to V-skill, my V-skill, I would get through the Boom, but I would land in front of him and still be recovering, and then he can jab, flash kick. Okay? So I do that to kind of scare him and let him know, like, I understand the situation and I understand what's going on. Because if you can induce that, if you can convince your opponent that, hey, I'm intelligent and I understand what's going on and I can play just as sharp as you, then they will have to play to the best of their abilities that day, which may not be their best, but they have to definitely like be on their shit. And that they can't really be, they can't slip, they can't get like too ego driven. All right, so that's why I do that. Okay, so this is at the next example that we're going to talk about is exactly right here. So after this heavy punch hooligan, you're going to see that the Guile walks back and he does Sonic Boom. Okay, so I sense it and I try to V-skill it and I mistime it, but that's fine. So a couple of things can go on here. Whenever you play somebody, the first couple of seconds of a round can literally tell you how they're going to close their round, based off of, the opponent's personality. So like players that make extremely big moves at the beginning, right? Those type of players might be extremely aggressive in the end game. Okay, so like if there's a consistent theme in the opening, there might be a consistent theme in the ending. And the same thing can be for those subtle situations, especially subtle situations actually, because extremely subtle tactics that occur like once in a while in the opening and mid game, your opponent is more likely to ignore the fact. They might not be able to store that because it's so insignificant compared to the other things that are happening consistently. All right, so what he does right here, you're gonna see, he does the walk back boom. So I could use that as information where I could make a guess where I say, hey, anytime something happens that's like a hard read or something, he might walk back. So if I crush counter him, or maybe if I anti-air him into super, like big moments might cause him to walk back, because that might be when he's confused, is when he starts walking back. That could be like the indicator. But in the match, I didn't realize this. And I know of these things. It's just because when I went into the set, I was so focused on X, Y, and Z that I ignored the things that would have helped me win. All right. So I try to V-skill and I get hit. So now this is another big moment. So anytime you have a really big moment in a match, I like to call them critical points. So these critical points of a match are moments in a match that consistently pop up. So this is a very common situation. Another character, it'll be a different thing, right? So let's say like with Nash, a very common situation with Nash is fireball and then max range medium kick scythe. That's a critical point, because that's a point that'll happen in any, like against any skill level of that character at some point. Like a beginner, intermediate, advanced Nash will definitely use that. All right. Let me not say definitely, but for the most part, that's something that will consistently happen. So this is a consistent element in Cammy versus Guile, so we call that a critical point. So critical points are the parts of a match you really want to study the most, because if you have the answers for those moments, then you can allocate your mental resources to other areas of the matchup, towards the personality of the player, the risk reward, other things like that. So like this moment right here, that I've been like, this is the skill that haven't really sharpened lately, to be honest, because I've been so focused on other things. But this is the one thing I definitely want to bring back, is focusing on this. So like after I do this dive kick over the fireball, just watch how he does. So you see that, right? So he does Sabat kick. So that automatically, if this is Zaf incorporating that on his A game, I would say, oh snap, okay, I understand this mind game. I understand what just happened. You're trying to fireball me, and then the fact that I'm empty diving over it, I'm closing the space, but you want to secure comfort by putting me in block stun or by hitting me or something that is aggressive, so that way you can feel like you are in control of the match. Because by me dive kicking over your fireball, that's like a lot of bravado. That's me showing you like, I understand my spacing, I understand my rhythm, your rhythm, and like the intentions that we're trying to like, that we're having in neutral. All right, so when he does this, when I rewatched this, I was like, I guarantee you the next time the situation happens, he's gonna do it again. All right, so right there, I'm already thinking like, if I'm, now that I have this in my head, let's say if I'm playing right now, I'd be like, all right, in this critical point, we can call this critical point 1, CP1. In CP1, when he does boom and I dive kick over it at X range, which would be like zone 3, zone 4, zone 3, and it transitions into zone 2.5, 2 or whatever, he will do Sabat kick. All right, so after that, I should already have the counters visualized, I should already have the picture painted in my head of me using stand fierce, because Sabat kick is like, I don't know, it's like probably like 12 frames or something like that. And I should automatically be using priority in that situation. I should automatically be switching to my best priority button, which is fierce. I like to use roundhouse because like of the damage that comes with it, but fierce is the by far her best priority button, because obviously it's a fierce button, her stand fierce. It's really fast on startup at 6 frames, and the recovery is like the recovery of a medium poke. So the risk reward on that button is exceptionally good. All right, throwing out a roundhouse, although the reward is a lot better in theory, you can still get a knockdown with the fierce. All right, when you buffer that into spiral, and on top of that, when you whiff a roundhouse versus the stand roundhouse whiff versus a stand heavy punch whiff, the stand roundhouse doesn't hit crouching. So if Guile is crouching, which he's most likely gonna want to do, then why am I doing that button? All right, and I say this because you're gonna see me. Actually, I think I did sweep here, but still, point stands. The fact that I was doing either of those two buttons as opposed to fierce, it wasn't really great judgment in my part, and that was just lack of preparation and thinking all the way through in this situation. And you see he does it again. I did sweep, as you can see. I'll go back a couple frames, and you can see I try to do sweep. So that could have worked, but too slow. Fierce would have worked 100%. Because even if we traded on the same frame, my button would have won because of priority anyways, you know? So I could turn the volume on. All right, so let me back this up a little bit. So what is my next note? 82 seconds. Okay. Okay, so that's a good trade. I traded my jump roundhouse on top of his crouching jab. So that was really good. So that's not a bad trade. If you look at the health difference, how much health I took versus how much I lost, I definitely won that trade. 100%. All right. Now, right there, he tried to jump. But I have to be careful, like, especially against a Guile. Guile can hide his charge during my offense. So to go from scramble into dive kick, I have to be a lot more skillful at it, because, again, all he has to do is down up. He's already blocking. His input is literally just, like, on the same side as block, you know? It's not like a DP where, let's say with DP, if I'm doing DP, I have to move my hand forward on the stick, and now I'm not blocking during the input. As opposed to flash kick, I'm still blocking during half of the input, you know? So against a Guile, like, this is just something to be mindful of. I would want to be a lot more accurate in terms of my scrambles. You know, I'd want to be a lot more, how would I say, disciplined in terms of taking things to training mode and figuring out, will this cause a flash kick to whiff on reversal timing? Because if not, then it's too risky, right? Like, I did hit him with the dive kick there, the EX dive kick, but you're gonna see later on how naturally as a Guile player he has those charges there, and that's something I need to respect, you know? So you guys will definitely see that. Oh snap, gotta bring my alerts in the front. I didn't see who followed, my bad, but yeah. Thank you to whoever followed me. I appreciate it, by the way. There's 2 follows today, so I didn't see the other one either, but much love to you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. All right, so after this air reset, okay, right? This is like another very subtle situation I want you guys to pay attention to. What did I say after the very first point of the match? After I did heavy punch hooligan. I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds. All right, you guys don't have to respond. I just want you guys to think about, what did I say after I did the heavy punch hooligan against Guile? What did I say happened? What happened specifically that he did that might have indicated that he was confused? Okay? Because I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys something really quick. All right? So you see that? And you see how he gets hit, right? Rubes, what's up, brother? Yeah, he walked back. Exactly. He walked back, right? So now you can consider this a moment where there might be confusion. The reason why is, even though it's a common situation, confusion doesn't necessarily mean you don't know what's going on. Confusion can be a state of emotion. All right, so like, you're not logical. Your just logic has been just stripped away for a couple of seconds, maybe a couple of moments, maybe just like for a millisecond, but it could be enough to swing the tide of a battle. So let's say I play him again and this happens, I'm all over it. I'm just all over the situation the next time I play, because watch what happens. All right, look at that. You see that? That was so subtle. But again, because my focus is so intense, like, I just saw like one thing I wanted. I didn't care about anything. I wasn't dancing with him, and that's why I lost. You know, I was so focused on playing with confidence. That's all I really cared about that weekend. I just wanted to play confident, and it worked. And I got my feedback, and I'm happy. I wouldn't have changed it for anything. But this is the next thing to work on, is to introduce those other things that I was great at, on top of the newfound confidence. So you see that after this moment, he just immediately walked back. All right, after this air reset. Okay. So he just starts walking backwards. So there are many things I could do. Obviously, I can air reset him and dash up and throw him. I can air reset and then I could delay low forward and then I could hit confirm it. I can do crouch and light kick meaty into stand jab. I can sweep. I can do whatever I want. I can jump cross up because I see he's walking backwards, right? I can literally tap him in the air and then jump on him, so it's a mix-up on his landing frames. So you can create a lot of pressure because of this. So, but another, like, the rabbit hole goes so deep in the situation, because when he does this, now you're gonna see something else that he does. All right, I'm gonna go frame by frame. Jab, okay? I see jab and I do low forward, but look what happens. I didn't even see this. I didn't see this when I hit him. All right, because if I did, I would have 100% converted that into low forward, like that low forward into the spiral arrow. All right, which I didn't. But more importantly, it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the set, or the round rather, when I was saying that you can use the opening game, the opening gambit. It's like chess. Depending on the structure of the pawns on the chessboard, it'll tell you the story of how the rest of the match is gonna go. Okay, so that's for my people that play chess. So based off of the story between the body language of my opponent, of the Guile that's in front of me, that can tell me what his mindset will be in emotional situations. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that he walked back against that hooligan, and the fact that he just walked back after that dive kick, that EX dive kick, I could use that against him for the entire set, and I know it would consistently work, because that's an emotional response of his. Emotional responses are very difficult to overcome in a set, all right, no matter how intelligent you are, because they are years potentially of biases that accumulate over time, and logic. It's going to take so much mental fortitude to exercise your discipline and get over and overcome that. All right, and that's very difficult. And even if somebody doesn't manage to do that, then they're gonna suffer in other areas. That's kind of like in the Art of War, where they say, when Sun Tzu says, when they're fortified in the front, you attack the rear. You know what I'm saying? Because when they're so like focused on one thing, then they're usually weak in another department. All right. What's up, Ham Bam? Thank you for tuning in, brother. So shout outs to Ham Bam. He beat Brian F in the mirror match at Defend the North. I am a proud dad. Let me just tell you guys that. All right. I just want you guys to know that. Who is this? Low tier god. I'm pretty sure that's a dummy account, but yeah, thanks for following. I appreciate it. All right. So you see how he does that? Okay, so he walks back and he does the jab. Okay, so there's so much information I could take out of this. Where when he does the walk back, and he does the crouch and jab, right? So that walk back confirmed everything I said. Okay, so like the thing about information, when you take information, it's never 100% complete and accurate, okay? Because you don't have all of the information. You don't know everything, all right? And it's not going to be accurate 100% of the time. So the point is, the reason why I say that is like, you take the info and then you try to assess how accurate it is as time goes on. We don't want to spend obviously the entire set doing it, depending on the person, whatever. Everybody varies, but by him walking back that second time right there in such a short span of time is like, yo, this is definitely something that I can capitalize on, you know? And then I don't have to guess. There's no guessing involved at that point because it's just I put you in this situation and I take advantage of your habits. So now I see that, right? So let's say I kept punishing him for that and I kept messing him up for that and I did something crazy hard on his walk back, like low forward into V-trigger, spiral arrow, DP super. If that happens to him, I guarantee you when I dash up on him and he has bar, he's gonna flash kick. Because he does like that can suffocate somebody where they're like, yo, how are you hitting me so consistently in these situations? And they're not even aware of why, you know? Because people will try to fix and resolve the problem, but they never correct the source. You catch my drift? So this is how you defeat somebody effectively and efficiently without really putting and exercising much effort. All right. So he walks back. He does jab into EX. He tries to do jab into EX flash into boom. Right. So that tells me right there that like he's gonna use that probably in the end game or whenever I see him walking back and crouching. You know that like that OS, that walk OS. If I ever see that, then I would know. Amazing gaming channel. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Anytime I were to see in that situation where his butt touches the ground during my block strings, which I'm going to show you, then that will automatically tell me what his intentions are without me ever having to talk to him about it. You feel me? So when I say talk, I'm saying like I do something and I let you reply back, right? That's a conversation. So on the screen, if I'm talking to Guile, I say, hey, I'm doing this. What is your response? And I let him do it. That's his reply. That's his response in that part of the conversation. But if I never let him speak, right? Then how do I figure it out? Through little subtle things. Like, I'll show you in a couple of seconds. Or a minute or so. But yeah. So right there, see he walks back and he does the jab, EX, fly, boom. Okay, cool. But right there, that's what I was mentioning earlier, is Guiles will hide the charge during your offense. Because they don't have to really think about it. They're automatically already blocking anyways, right? Because they want to convert jab into flash kick. And then they see you jump and they say, oh, you jumped. Okay. You know? Like if I did like another button, then that would have been a better dive kick. Because usually Cammies will use their low forward to space out themselves from their opponent so they can get the dive kick. So if I did like a stand light kick or a crouching jab, some other button, another button with different variety, that would have been enough to confuse him, and then I could have, you know, capitalized, and that dive kick would have been more likely to land as opposed to that dive kick that I did right there, because that dive kick was really low quality in my opinion. That was not a good dive kick. Could have whiff punished that, but okay. So now I'm seeing a common theme. Like, so remember how I was telling you guys that space in between, like, Guiles will want to attack it to prevent me from moving forward? Because they know I want a dive kick, and the dive kick is to stop them from pressing buttons. And if they start pressing buttons, then I can start walking up, right? And use my walk speed, and I can really start pressuring. So he's now attacking me after my low forward, because he seen the low forward before that. I didn't do anything, right? So I'm gonna rewind this. So the low forward before that, I just blocked. So right there and then he's like, oh, you're not dive kicking, because the situation before that, when you did low forward and you jumped in at me, I just flash kicked you. Okay, so I see you're learning. So he's saying, oh, Zaf, I see you're learning. Okay, so when he does that low forward and he sees I didn't press anything, then he, now in his heart, he's like, the next time this happens, because of the previous instance where you didn't do anything, I'm gonna claim that and I'm gonna make that my offense. All right, so that's why he does the sabot kick right there. See, low forward, I do it again, and then he takes the advantage now, even though he's -2, but still. You see, and he backdashes, so he doesn't attack it again. He's trying to figure out, like, and you see how he does the crouching jab. He's trying to figure out, like, what am I doing in that situation? Who's that? Nicer Boros? I think that says. Thank you for the follow. See? Look at that. So now he's confirming, he's waiting, and I could really, like, mess him up for that. You know, I could just walk up and I could start pressuring again, or I can neutral jump, you know, and then he does Sabat right underneath me or something like that. Neutral jump is really good too because if he sees me jump, he might think flash kick, and then he might just whiff it based off of that spacing. You know, I'm not confirming right there. Like, you see how I'm doing crouching strong and he's standing? When you see that, that's like, you should automatically tell yourself, yo, I'm hitting you and you're standing. And it's not just one button, but you've done it back to back, you know? Right there and then, that's like automatic indicator. They're trying to move away from your pressure somehow. Either they're doing the walking crouch OS, or they're walking away, or maybe they're trying to backdash, or they're trying to jump or delay jump or something like that. Right? Because sometimes you can block before you input the jump. So it could be one of those four things. So when I hit him though, especially, and that's not counter hit, that's odd. I should have been like, oh, that's whoa, what's going on here? Why did you get hit by that? You know what I'm saying? And I could have converted that information into bigger information. See? So he's in a defensive mindset right there, even though he's down on life. All right. What's up, Alex? Callie K, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. This is footage with Caba from Defender North. See, so now he's increasing his risk in the end game because he sees that I'm not really doing anything. See? And that's all stemming from the previous situation. So now I have a good sense of his rhythm. Again, when I hit him with the low forward, he sees I don't really do anything except for that dash. See, that V skill was not worth it. Now, that was good on his part, bad on my part. Reason being is, if you look at his body language, he's still moving back. He obviously wants something, right? Because his butt keeps touching the ground, and he does a jab. I understand Guile wants to crouch, but this crouch was really suspect because he knows that he can't flash kick me there. So why would he crouch? You know what I'm saying? Why would he crouch and jab there? That doesn't make sense. He did not have enough time. Even if I jumped, like, he would not have enough time for him to flash kick me. All right. So of course he did because he had the V trigger, but I wasn't thinking of that. All right. So I could have been like, why is he doing this? And if you think back to our footsies discussions, it's like whenever something strange is occurring, like that's why it's so important to kind of create a box throughout a match, the beginning, the middle, and the end of the match. And when something doesn't fit one of the previous boxes, something is brewing. All right. And this is why, pay attention to how he's responding. Like, see, like, this is really weird. Why is he playing like this all of a sudden? Because he's obviously trying to get me to jump. That was good. All right, so his open game, he did the jab again. This time I'm assuming he was waiting for the hooligan again. Yeah. See, so the thing about my pressure, like what I need to really improve on, is my system of offense. I still don't really have it with Cammy, to be honest. So like I end up autopiloting a lot when I get in. Like this. This is bad in my opinion because when you do the medium punch, you're now not in throw range. Like the threat of Cammy is most dangerous when she's in throw range. That's how you get all of your damage. So as soon as I do the medium punch, like, yeah, the jab, if you know, but the thing, like, if the jab hits, I can go into stand strong. That's great and all, but I can also do jab into target combo. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do jab into back strong or something like that. Like I don't have to use the medium punch, you know, and I can convert into a DP if the back strong gets counter hit. So I think this is just a prime example of Zaf just not really dancing with his opponent, and he's just very one track minded right now. You see how he stood up during my pressure? So when did he do Sabat kick? Let's see. After the stand fear, okay. So you see now he's attacking because he's seen that after I did the stand fierce, you see how he delays? He delays to make sure I'm not doing anything, and then he commits to taking the offense. He seizes the offense. So after I do this, you see how he's attacking more? I do the stand medium kick, now he's attacking. I do the low forward, he's attacking again. Like, see, like, so I can use this against him. I can create like that carpet under his feet and then pulling it effect by letting him get comfortable with thinking like, oh, you're not doing anything. You're not playing like a crazy Cammy. This is very interesting. And then I could just take that one burst of offense and I can just literally just kill him off of it. But I'd have to make sure my offense is really good when I get in. Because the better your offense is, the more chances your opponent is going to take back when he gets to neutral. So that way he doesn't have to be blocking again. All right, because in the back of his head, he's like, I don't want to go back to that scary place in the corner. All right. See? So that's something I could have been mindful of, especially because he has bar. And we saw it earlier when he does the walk back into jab EX. So I could have I definitely could have been more aware of that. I think I'm gonna try, like, whenever he does whenever they get like V trigger, and if this situation happens, maybe I'm gonna see if I can neutral jump it and punish it. Because that's a really good example, like a great situation. If you can turn that into a punish, that might have been potentially death, because I had a basically full V trigger because I still had a DP and a spiral arrow left. And I had super. So if I neutral jumped that, I could have did neutral roundhouse, forward heavy kick, crouch strong, V trigger spiral, super, and I think that might have killed, because look at all the gray health he had. So so far I feel pretty good about how I'm playing, to be honest. Because I just didn't want to be afraid. I just wanted to just believe in myself. That was my whole theme for the weekend, and I felt like I accomplished that. I didn't win, which is totally fine, but I won in the the victories that actually mattered the most. So I feel pretty good about how I played that weekend. What's up, Kev? What's up, KO? See, like, look at, like, my pressure right there felt so good. I'm so happy, man. Yeah, I recorded everything. I recorded all of my like my big notable matches. Like, look at my this really felt good. Like, that's Zaf right there. You know, like, I was really like just trying to feel them out, you know? But I already had all the information laid out in front of me, but I just was so focused that now I'm trying to get into the whole, hey, I'm gonna figure you out on offense, where it's like, damn, you had a whole match to do that, bro. You know? So, oh, what's up, monkey business? Like, that was really good, because if he walked back, that's what I was like just anticipating, was him moving backwards, but he didn't bite, so that was pretty good. But he's up a match, so maybe his whole risk reward changed right there, you know? So that's something to be mindful of, is like, when you have a plan, being able to deviate, you know, and being like, all right, if this doesn't work, what does this mean? It could potentially mean these things, you know? So, what's up, Van? Let's see. I'm chilling, man. Okay, so this is a Dominican thing. This is a very Dominican thing. Actually, maybe we wanted it back to that pressure part. Okay. Yeah, so I messed up there. I wish I had audio because I usually hit confirm the through audio, but that's fine. What was that situation? Yeah, that's a bad boom. That's a legit Sonic Boom frame trap right there. Because if you see how late the slow boom hit and then he moved back, yeah. So that was like, but that's okay. I'm not too mad at that. All right, so that is a very DR thing. That's like their scene. They're like notorious for this. The jump out of the corner. And I was anticipating it, but I was anticipating it when his back was touching the corner. So like when he did it this early, I was like, damn, this is kind of threw me off. I'm not gonna lie. So now I'm trying to like take advantage of the fact that he's waiting. See, now he's like going back to investigating my pressure because now he's kind of confused. So that's why that jab was there. See, like when he's really like in the flow, he'll commit to the bigger moves. And when he's like unsure, he's not exact and he doesn't feel precise on his decisions, then he's like, okay, let me just do these jabs. And I get hit by that. Oh, okay, walk back. What I really need to get good at is when things like this hit me, that I should always be ready to EX spiral arrow right through it. Because even though I got hit, like I still could have punished that. I could have DP'd that. But in my head, when I blocked the overhead, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely not in range for Stand Fierce because this hit me like at max tip of low forward." So that range, because of the pushback, Fierce would have whiffed. So I was like, I'm not trying to press Fierce, and then he whiff punishes me. So I mean, I could have just dashed up and used the negative frames against him and put him in a guessing situation, but I could have just DP'd also. And he used it against me again. That -2 situation. So that was that. So definitely some of the bigger takeaways are that like I need to work on having, how do you say this? I just thought of it right before I streamed too. Like my dive kicks need to have more diversity in a sense of what they are trying to accomplish. You know, instead of it just always being land block stun, it shouldn't just only be land block stun. You know, that's what I'm trying to get at. It shouldn't only be to dive kick when, you know, this is like, there should be more variety because the more you know, the more skillful you are with your dive kicks, the more confusing you are, the more difficult it is for your opponent to keep track of what your focus is, you know? So I need to get a lot better at those things. So There are a couple things I do want to practice. I'm gonna practice right now. So again, this can be like a little extra snippet of the stream, I suppose. But all right. What's going on, Ronan? Let's see. So what situation do I want to practice? Okay. So let's go with the easiest stuff to record, which would be guard recovery. So let's do this. So after low forward, I want to see exactly what my options are. All right, so I'm gonna measure it out right here. I'm gonna have him crouching, have him guard all, go up a little bit. I want to do it max range right here. So I cannot do this. This is not a thing. Unless he delays. If he delays, then yeah. So that hits me even if I walk back. So my best bet is gonna be this. See, that doesn't work because it has low crush properties on it, which is why it's so good. And if I try to dive kick, this is why it's so good also, is because even if I dive kick on top of it, I'm not plus. See, I'm still -1. I don't know if you guys saw that. So it's still a good decision even if he gets hit by it. See, right there I was -2 because I did the heavy kick dive kick. So if I do the dive kick too early, what ends up happening is if I'm trying to get advantage, right? Because I want to hit Guile like right here. But the issue becomes when I try to do more of an instant dive kick, I become fatter earlier. So that's why this hits. I could hooligan cancel it, but look. See? It's not a good situation to be in. I could do that, but I don't even think I can EX. Yeah. So it's not the greatest situation to be in, to be honest. But yeah, you can EX hooligan slide, but it doesn't punish. I could go back into another mix-up, but yeah. So yeah, this is definitely the best thing. And if he delays it, it makes it even easier because then I can start doing like, you know, like a neutral jump. I can do roundhouse. You know, I can't even do crouching fierce. That's crazy. Stand strong trades, stand medium kick trades. What about back strong? This gets beat by priority. I'm trying to delay it to even see if the hitbox is better, but yeah, so this situation is not a good situation to be in. So like canceling or going offensively into low forward, unless I know he's walking back, there's no real reason I want to do that, because now I'm pushing myself away and I'm pretty much giving him this. You know what I'm saying? I can't even do that. Yeah, that hits me. So like, I mean, I could react to that, but I'd have to be like so on point. Now, neutral jump, I get hit. See? So you see how like that, I'm allowing him to do that because I'm putting myself in a bad situation by putting myself in this, by doing this -3 move, you know? So it's just something to be aware of. Like, I don't want to do this. So like if I'm gonna do this, you know, and then do this is not good, because at this spacing he knows that the only thing I can do is frame trap or walk up and throw him, right? So it's like, unless I do this, which I wasn't showing him, he kept seeing that I was doing this. Because he knows I want him to walk back and get hit by this. Or, you know, if he tries to Sonic Boom or something, right? But I didn't give him a reason to do that. So that was me being lazy on my part, you know? And just making an assumption. That's not good. Obviously, I need to improve there. So a good Guile player is going to just be like, 56K, what's up, brother? Thank you for following, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. But this situation right there is like, is there a way for you to do under him, to go under him using drill? Nah, I wouldn't be able to go under him. I could just, I mean, I could do that, but I can't react to it. I wonder if I could walk back V skill. Oh, that's pretty good. But I mean, he'd have to like really be on his shit to know that this is coming. But he might be, because, you know, if they do Sabat kick, like good Guile players, they're already like ready for the crouching jab buffers because they think it's gonna hit counter hit, right? But the reason why this works but walk back doesn't is because the first couple of frames of V skill shifts backwards. So that's why I can walk back and do it. So it's good to have as an option if I'm trying to throw somebody off, because they're like, yo, wait, what just happened? You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, Abdul is the man, yo. I mean, he like died so many times without dying, but he's a good character nonetheless. So yeah, so this would be it. This would be the best option. And I can react to the hit confirm. So can't you just stand up? He will not reach you that way. No, you can't, because look. See? Even stand medium kick, which goes further than that. Only from this range. Yeah, it goes really far, man. It's such a good button, like. Look at that. Oh my god, dude. I'm like trying to walk back a pixel and let go, and it's still hitting me. How did I make it miss? Like, it whiffed that one time. Oh my god, this is like super exact spacing. So I'd have to make him like, I'd have to either be so on point with this spacing that this is a thing, or you know what? Actually, I could have used Crouching Fierce to probably make. Nope, that isn't. Nope, absolutely not. What am I talking about? Actually, no, this could have worked. What am I talking about? Look at this. Ready? I could have used that as a hit confirm. I'd have to be like on point though. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can like DP super. That's really hard to do. So could I have done this? No, not from this spacing. If I'm closer and I do it, then it's not a bad idea because my light buttons are more likely to hit. But when it comes to a range battle, especially with priority, like philosophical, like my psychology behind it is just, when it's a range battle, don't get into it. Don't get into the light attacks with the mediums. It's not worth it. Absolutely not. If I'm up close, then it's cool, you know? But, nah. So, let's see. Back medium? Nope, I tried that. It doesn't work. It only trades. That's the range that it's whiffing at. If it's any closer, no. I'd have to be, like, right here. You know. See, my spacing would have to be like so masterful for this to be a thing. I don't even know exactly the distance that this works at, so let's find this out. Wow. That's crazy. You see how it's hitting? It's hitting the second active frame. It's not hitting the first frame. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but this is the first active frame, right? This is the second active frame. See how it kind of hits a little later? So I have to be hitting... That's crazy. You can even see it in the frame data. You see how it says -2? It says -2, right? And then look, this is hitting -1. So I have to hit this... My spacing has to be on fucking point to make this work. Is it worth it at that point? I don't know, but it's good to know, though. It is definitely good to know. I'm very aware of her buttons to where I can tell when things hit meaty like that. So then I would be like, I know the spacing. This is the spacing I want to be at. How much? Oh, that's a long time. That's pretty good, though. Let's see. What is another situation? So walk back. I'm trying to think of it. Let's see. Oh, okay. So we're gonna do. We're gonna record this. I don't know if I'll have charge, but let's find out. Okay. See, so this is a common thing, right? Because it's a -2 situation, and they know I want to walk up and throw them. Right? No, I was just labbing the scenario. But I understood what my options were. So that way I wasn't picking the wrong option. So this situation is another tough one. I think this might be like a really good option. Simply because if they're doing jab into Sonic Boom, there's that extra chance that the boom might come out by accident, and then I still get this type of a punish. Wow. So I don't get anything off of this? Oh my god. Wow. I get absolutely nothing off of this. I can't even cancel. I can't go into my crouching strong because it doesn't hit. That doesn't combo unless it's the last hit. If I try to space it out. Nope. If I have heavy kick DP is the only thing that would reach, but it's 6 frames, it's not 5 frames. I'm only +5. Wow, that's rough. That's so rough. So if I'm here, this is good though. Because I can, you know, if I have that V trigger active, then this is really good. But you see, like, if you have all of this ignorance, you lose in these situations, like, no matter what. So you don't want to be in these situations, right, bro? So, like, that's why it's so important to try these things out, because now it's like, oh, I don't want to be in this situation ever. What the hell? It's not even worth it. It's, like, no way in hell. Look at that. yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there anything other than that I can specifically? Oh, right. Okay. This is another common situation. So let's see. If he does this, yeah, I cannot dive kick over this, but he can't commit to it right away, because then that happens. So my best bet, this happens a lot too against Guile players, is I'll delay dive kick. Usually, like the lesser skilled players, they see the boom and they're like, ah, right away, right? They're like, Viva! But me, I know that they want me to jump immediately, so I'm just trying to thwart their timing. I want them to think that there's like a split-second decision where they decide during their visual confirm, they're like, oh, he's still on the ground. Let me take advantage and walk up behind the boom and pressure. So they let go of charge. But if I do it too early, the jump, they'll see me jumping and they'll hold the charge. You feel me? But if I can just get to the cusp of when they commit to that decision and then jump, that's why your timing is so important. If you can vary your timing, it's so difficult to fight in this game, like a player that can do that. That's why Infiltration's so good, because he can just break his pattern like at any moment, you know? Oh, so he can't do that at all. What the hell? If I empty jump? Let me make sure that's real. Hold on. Oh wow, that actually might be real. Oh, right. So he doesn't want to do it immediately because this will happen. And that's a lot of damage. Okay? So he doesn't really get anything out of doing it right away because it's really risky, because then I can do that. Or if I'm doing the empty dive kicks, I can actually hit him out of it. Like that. So he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to commit to that. That's a situation that's actually not good for Guile. Even though it seems like it would be, it's actually not. So he wants to delay it. So this is where the second timing comes in. So he wants to do this timing. And then wait. Right? But then that opens it up to... okay. Okay. Alright, so I have to be careful. If I wait too long to when the boom gets to me, then obviously he has more advantage. So I can actually walk up, maybe. Let me see. Yeah, I could probably like walk up. But I think he only wants to really do it right here though. So I think I would have to use the heavy kick dive kick, because that hits more out. So this would be aimed at actually hitting him like that, instead of the light kick one, which hits narrow, like really close to the ground. This would be just to thwart this. I mean, I could do this on reaction too. That's an actual punish. But I have to be so on point. I'd have to like see his arms go back. No, I'm gonna react to his arms. I'd have to react to his arms and then I'd have to hit it early in order for that to be a legitimate punish. I usually lose a lot of HP trying to walk out of situations like this because I know he's negative, but the threat of the boom and the jab spacing gets me antsy. I feel you. And that's exactly why you gotta lab this type of stuff, bro. That way you're not losing to things that you don't have to really fight against, you know? For this spacing. Yeah, but right there, he'd be able to. I think he'd be able to flash kick me though. That was +7, damn. Let me see, I'm gonna try one more. I'm gonna try with flash kick. Right, let's try this one. What? How does it record it, but then it just doesn't record it? Okay, whatever. Why not have the charge? What is going on? Wait, he can't. I was about to say, like, what the hell's going on? Can he not flash kick when that's on the screen? The fuck? Alright, there you go. Finally. Turn this on. Yeah, so this is a really bad spacing to be. I'd have to like. So this is like a dead zone. This is an area I do not want to be in this situation. Oh wait, what? Oh. Oh, okay. Wow. So I actually want to dive kick earlier than. Wow, I guess that's a Street Fighter 4 habit of mine, because the hitbox on the Sonic Boom from Street Fighter 4, it was more in the front of the boom, but in this game it's more in the back. So when he does the boom, where you see it, let me see. Like, see if I can try to jump over so you can see it off screen. Like, you guys see where it is right now on the screen? It would be closer to Cammy's like hips than it would be at the front of the boom. So like, a lot of people that think they walk and block boom, the reason why they get hit is because they think that they're actually gonna block it when it's at the front of the boom, but the hitbox is actually more towards the back of it. So it hits you later than you think. So then when you go to stand up again, because you think instinctively you blocked it, you get hit. Excuse me. So this is exactly why this is actually hitting. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. That's really good to know. So this actually might not... That might be a really bad situation for Guile then. I think he has... It's actually on him to guess at that point. So if he senses that I'm gonna do dive kick, then he can wait and react, but in order for him to wait and react, then he's gonna most likely lose his charge. Because he's gonna have to give up one or the other. He's not gonna be able to have, I mean, he can charge and then wait and do it, but then, I don't know. I'd have to really play some long sets against a great Guile so I can get their insight on this. But yeah, so what if Guile goes for an air throw? The air throw would not reach. That's way too far. Yeah. If you jump earlier on the startup boom, you should be able to get an early jump medium punch. Yeah, it'd have to be like... But the issue would be at that range though, you know what I'm saying? His stand medium kick would hit though, maybe. I don't think his... I don't know, let's try that. I know he could roundhouse though. He can definitely roundhouse, and it wouldn't hit me, but oh, oops. As long as I'm reacting to when his arms go back, he can never do that against me. Not against this button. Hey, what's up, Mike? I'm feeling pretty good, man. Let's try this again. Yeah, and that would be too slow. Oh, let me try the dive kick. That's what I wanted. No, you definitely do. You do, but the thing is like you can't always rely on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then you get too narrow-minded. Like, so it is a good tactic. Like, I know Cammy's jump strong was really good against that in the last season because the hitbox hit lower. So she can actually punish Guile for doing it, but now it's not so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I'm in a frame trap. If I'm in a frame trap situation. It's not as easy. Huh. Yeah. It's alright, guys. That's it for today. I'm done with my AP. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Paralysis. I learned a lot. Hopefully you guys did also. I will be streaming again Monday the latest, possibly Sunday the earliest. Probably do some ranked and some stuff like that. So shout outs to the new followers. What's up? Modem, thank you for tuning in, of course. I would love to have you in here more often, bro. I appreciate your insight, your questions, you know, little experiments you're throwing my way. But if you haven't already, feel free to follow me on here. Follow me also on my Twitter, my YouTube account. I upload all of my lessons from my Monday and Thursday series, which are Mastery Mondays and Analysis Paralysis, over to my YouTube channel. And the last video I got, guys, actually got 2,000 views. That's my first video to ever hit 2,000. It's crazy because I think it was like the footsies video 2 weeks before that. My footsies video 2 weeks before that hit 1,000, but it did it after 5 days, and that video did 1,000 views in 22 hours, and I was like, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm learning how to edit too. I got some really dope shit coming up. I have a really dope series I'm working on, but I really got to get like a lot nicer and tighter at the editing, because I have a lot of ideas and stuff to put out there. And there's so many characters in Street Fighter, and with my like creativity, I have infinite amount of content I could be pushing out. So but yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that. And it's so cool too because like editing reinforces a lot of the things I'm learning. So that's what makes it like really dope. So I'm like, yo, I don't do this enough, and then I'm just like seeing it so many times that when I play, I'm automatically doing it. So it's really exciting. So yeah, guys, I really appreciate you guys supporting me. I appreciate all you guys. Sadly, I won't be at Evo next week, but it's okay. I'll be at events for the rest of the year. I think what I want to do is I'm probably gonna just like start allocating all of my resources from my streams to go to TGS in the fall. I want to go to Tokyo Game Show. I think that's gonna be my next move. So start pumping out mad content, and we'll see how that goes. All right, guys. So I will see you guys. I'm gonna put up on my channel. I'll show you guys. I have my schedule. So if you guys haven't seen this, this is a thing. Let me show you guys really quick. Let's see. No, come on, Fat Joe. I'm not looking at you, man. Let me see. This. Okay, there you go. So on my channel, I actually have a schedule right here. So if you guys didn't know that, it's here. I know you're not gonna see it on mobile devices, but you can see it on the browser. So it's right here. I have a countdown. I update it anytime I'm gonna stream. So you see Mondays and Thursdays always on because I am committed to being on these days. But as far as the other days go, like if I'm going to stream or whatever, I'll just throw like a random day on there or whatever. So Saturday, I don't know why that's there. I have to edit that out because I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming Saturday, but I will be streaming another day. I don't know when exactly. So just letting you guys know, all right? So I appreciate you guys coming through and supporting me because you know I love supporting you guys. You know what I'm saying? So still trying to figure out the character I want to play. I love Jury, but in Street Fighter 5, she doesn't feel natural to me. I played in Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter 4, she was way more godlike. She was so fun compared to 5. 5, she's like she's just, she's like, they like neutered her. It's so whack. You know, she's not the same character. But so yeah, all right, guys. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out, E5000. It's your boy. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.